meeting has regulars, where the group becomes close-knit and very much like an extended family, sharing such difficult and common experiences in their pasts, as well as hope for their futures, and openness about their daily lives, creates an atmosphere of safety. Augustine Burroughs writes perfectly about his first AA meeting. My feelings at the end is that AA is utterly amazing. Complete strangers getting together at all hours and saying things that are so personal, so incredibly intimate. This is the kind of stuff that happens in a relationship after a few months. But here, people open up right away, with everyone. It's like some sort of love affair stripped of the courtship phase. I feel bathed in safety. I feel like I have a secret place I can go and say anything in the world, about anything I feel, and it's okay. And this makes me grateful to be an alcoholic. And this is a very odd feeling. This is like what my friend Suzanne says about childbirth, that it husks the soul. In AA meetings all over the world, there are times of sadness and tears. But more often than not, there is applause for those in early sobriety just for showing up, and for all the AA anniversaries or birthdays that mark the time since the alcoholic's last drink, celebrated on each month and then year of sobriety. For these occasions, a small medallion is passed around the meeting for every person to hold, passing prayers and warm thoughts with it. It is then given to the person with the anniversary, still warm from being held in so many well-intentioned and caring hands. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, alcoholism is a disease that can be inherited. Alcoholism is chronic, which means that it lasts a lifetime. Members of AA liken this analogy that once you become a pickle, you can never go back to being a cucumber. Though alcoholism cannot be cured, there are medications of different sorts and uses that can be utilized to help its symptoms, especially for withdrawal, though none are thought of to be any kind of magic bullet. There are also a staggering number of alcoholics who suffer from various forms and degrees of depression, and there are countless numbers of medication available for those who are diagnosed with these conditions. Theory is prevalent that people suffering from depression, who eventually become alcoholics, may have been attempting to self-medicate as a way of relieving their own symptoms. Alcoholism has proved to cut across every gender, race, sexual orientation, and nationality. 17.6 million people, or 1 in 12 adults in the United States, abuse alcohol or are dependent on alcohol, according to 2006 records. Alcoholics Anonymous has never tried to keep a stringent track of its members or those who attend its meetings. It should also be noted the number of members fluctuate heavily as people come and go. However, AA reports to have over 2 million members in over 150 countries in the world. In the United States, as of January 1st, 2007, AA reported to have 1,213,269 members. AA states that each and every AA group is self-supporting. This relates not only to the way the building is paid for, which would be by member support and contributions, but also that each member is responsible for the others in the group's emotional concerns. Each person is given time to speak at each meeting, and every person there is to listen without backtalk or advice. Each member is equally responsible for making coffee, chairing meetings, and cleaning up around the facility. Members are not just encouraged, but expected to look after each other in a way that is more familiar to family. Though no one can save another person from alcoholism, no one can save themselves without help. The newcomer to the program helps the old-timer by reminding him or her just how bad things used to be, how much better it is to be sober, lest they forget as time goes by and think that maybe they could try to drink responsibly again. The old-timer likewise helps the newcomer by sharing with them stories of how they got where they are today, listening to them, letting them know that everyone in AA has scary, horrible stories that they just as soon forget. These mentors can show what did and did not work for them, and offer guidance through a difficult time. The idea in the AA program is that members are the reason for the program. There are no dues or fees, simply contributions on the basis of what you can, or if you can, give. There is no hierarchy or employees, save for a head office located in New York that runs the logistical side of what has become an enormous organization. Due to the nature of the AA program and the fact that it deals in subjects that for so long have been thought of as taboo and discriminated against, there is a strict privacy policy. What is said and done stays within the walls of the AA clubhouse. Last names are not forbidden to be revealed, and exchanging them within the program is allowed if the member desires, but members never express to anyone outside of AA how they know each other and from where. The role of mentoring in AA evolved into a program called sponsorship. The idea is that the wiser and more experienced member of the program will give back to the program what they have learned by agreeing to aggressively mentor a newcomer. This generally involves daily communication and frequent meetings. The sponsor will offer guidance and life experiences, encouragement and hope to the member, who is more than likely feeling lost and confused. It is not the sponsor's job to offer advice. It's more of a situation that allows for mistakes, but the sponsee will know without question by the sponsor's help what the right or wrong thing to do is. The sponsee, on the other side of the coin, helps the sponsor by reminding them of when they were newly sober and how far they've come on their own path to self-discovery and restraint. Although Alcoholics Anonymous began with a semi-religious group at its premise, the group took the ideas a step further to incorporate itself with only a select group of members. The camaraderie and acceptance that is an integral part of the group stems from the idea that only a select portion of the population can and will be members. Although membership is limited for those who may join, the work done by the members benefits the general population as a whole, by the way it changes the lives of the members and also their family members, friends, co-workers, and anyone else who interacts with a recovering alcoholic. In this respect, the program of AA works for everyone. It is also this idea that makes it feel special to those who belong, knowing full well that no one, not everyone, has this unique and accommodating network of like-minded people surrounding them throughout their lives.